It has been a crazy, crazy market. In this video, I'm going to go over our market report, discuss what's happened in the last 2 weeks, and then also just some absolutely, in my opinion, the worst advice that could be given to sellers at this time. Okay, so what's been happening in the market? So we have been out there working with a lot of sellers and a lot of buyers. We are buyers. We are battling against multiple offers on every single property. We only found one property this week that we were able to get in without multiple offer situation, and that was because it was a unique situation with an iBuyer, and we don't know how that's going to turn out. It has just been chaos out there. Buyers are it's just been high traffic, and buyers are just battling for properties. Sellers are honestly loving the market as long as they're priced fairly. So this is item number one with bad advice to give a seller is to price your property too high. If you price your property fairly, it's going to move quickly. It's going to move probably with multiple offers and probably above asking price. If you price it too highly, it's going to stagnate, and we've done a complete video on that and how that works. The other advice that I would say is bad advice for sellers is to wait for another month or so to come on the market. Wait for the spring and summer market. There is just such high demand right now. There's such a huge gap between buyers and inventory that, in my opinion, now is the time to come on the market. If you're considering selling a property, get in touch with me now. Let's get your property on the market. Let's get it sold because this market is primed and buyers are desperate. Okay, all right, so let's go to the graph and let's see what is actually going on statistically. All right, as usual, our orange line indicates buyer activity, and you can see that buyer activity, I didn't change these percentages here, so ignore these numbers here. I'm actually going to decrease this. They both went down just a little bit this week. We're gonna get rid of that. I think buyer activity went down 14%. I am so sorry for doing this live. Down 14% this week, and then inventory went down 8% this week. Okay, so you can see, sorry about that. You can see that buyer activity did decrease this week after 2 weeks of a steady increase, and seller activity decreased a little bit this week as well, or inventory. But you can see the inventory is slowly trickling up, and this is why I'm saying that now is the time for sellers if you want to sell, because right here is a huge gap. This is the demand. You have buyers up here, this much buyer activity, and you have this much inventory. There's a huge gap, which means that sellers have a tremendous opportunity right here. So buyer activity did decrease a little bit, but that's only because there weren't any properties to sell or to buy. There wasn't the inventory. Seller activity is just on a steady uptick, and we expect in the next couple of weeks that this is going to increase more steadily as we get into the spring market. And buyer activity will increase as well, but there's going to be more inventory to meet the buyer demand. So if you come over here to the seller's market versus the buyer's market, get all those graphics out there, you'll see that it is just a steady, strong seller's market. We did take a little dip back here, but that was right around the new year. Since then, it has just been steady, strong seller's market. So that's where we're at. So this market is crazy. This market is very, very strong. And I have to say, honestly, I was reading a report by Redfin. As you know, Redfin is a brokerage, but they're also a data collection company. So they provide us a lot of great data in the real estate market. And their chief economist actually advises that for buyers, because there's nowhere for buyers to hide from the increasing cost. You have increasing prices in the residential market, you have increasing interest rates, but the rental market is increasing at a rate of 20 to 25% as well. So what this chief economist said is for the buyers, the best option is to go ahead, bite the bullet, buy a property now, just plan on being able to stay in the property at least 5 years, so that if there is some sort of flattening of the market or some sort of fluctuation in the market, it'll take about 3 to 5 years, and you'll be in a place where you're in a strong appreciating position, and you'll be thankful that you bought the property. Kelly and I are following this advice. We're buying our own property, and we're buying it in this market. So we truly believe that this market is strong. We do believe this market is going to continue to do this, especially in the Northern Virginia area, and it is the time to buy. The buyers that stopped looking last year because they were afraid that prices were about to change, they're regretting it this year, and I have a feeling the same thing's going to happen this year. So get in touch with us, message us, text me, call me, email me. If you have any questions about the buy side or the sell side, but let's just get out there and let's get this. Let's make the right choices here with our real estate choices. Okay. All right. Everybody have a great day. See you on the next video.